Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be showing you how to install vinyl on your staircase using this little sample staircase here that we built in our last video. So please subscribe and check out that video on our channel. So you're always going to start at the very bottom of the staircase. As we're doing here, you're going to measure out that first riser of what you're going to need. You want to get your left and right measurement exact. This up and down measurement, you have a little bit of wiggle room on as you won't see the very top of it. But once you've cut your piece to size, you're going to just slide it in laying down there, and then you're going to apply your adhesive to the back of it before setting it into place. We always use the PL Premium, as you can see being used here. We find this is a really great product. It takes about 24 to 48 hours to fully set, which gives you a little bit of wiggle room when you're working, and you do have to keep people off the stairs afterwards, but it really is a great adhesive. So once you've used that zigzag pattern on the back of the riser, you're going to lift it up and push it into place. Okay. Generally, you're not going to be able to see this angle on a regular staircase, but we wanted to show it to you. If when you've put this in place, looking along the very bottom here, if there is no gapping, then the glue is good enough to hold that riser in place. You don't need to be securing it with anything. The glue will hold it as long as it's been pressed firmly into place. If you do see some gapping that's happening here, oftentimes in the middle, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take something flat like this, and you're going to want to place it up at the top and push it down until it is flush along the bottom. In some cases, if it's a very small amount, again, the adhesive is going to be enough to hold that. And in other cases, you're going to want to add something. So like in this case here, if you have that gap at the top, then your best bet is to grab a little screw, and you're going to be screwing it into the wood above the riser. So you're not screwing it through the vinyl, you're screwing it into the wood above the riser, and it is going to sit flush with the vinyl and hold it down into place. Another option that you do have if you have a very small gapping at the bottom is to use a nail gun with some small nails to add that extra security at the top. Obviously, if you have a large gap at the bottom, then you're going to need to cut that vinyl riser to accommodate whatever shape is there. But these are some strategies you can use to take care of a very small little gap and make sure that that riser is fully flush. Once you have the riser in place, you're ready to get started on your first nosing. So you're going to start by measuring the left to right measurement and cutting your nosing to the correct length that you need. You're then going to want to dry fit it by sliding it into place and making sure that it is as snug as possible and putting there. Once it's in place, you're going to then measure your depth for your second piece of vinyl. This is just going to be a regular flat piece of vinyl, just like with your riser, that you're going to do that measurement up to the lip of the nosing that you've had. Again, make sure you're checking on both sides in case there's any irregularities, and then you're going to go ahead and cut that second piece. A common mistake we often see when people go to install the nosings is they would have applied the adhesive and apply that nosing first, and then they attempt to click in this back piece. So as you can see, it can be quite a struggle to kind of get it into place. And once you've let it fall, it's not actually properly clicked in here because you need that backwards pressure to make that click properly work. So what we say is before you apply your adhesive, take both of your pieces now that they've been cut to length and properly click them into place. And we do have a full tutorial video on how to do that with full length boards on our channel that you can check out. Once they are clicked together, you are going to have to flip over the combined tread here. You want to be very careful, as you could maybe see there. It's very easy to flex them or lose your click. So you just want to make sure that you're holding it with two hands, you're keeping that pressure, and most likely that you're just going to flip it over and set it on a flat surface. When applying the tread to the stairs, we're using that same PL adhesive that we use for the riser. Some people choose to put it on the step itself, but we wanted to demonstrate for you here is what happens is that oftentimes when applying the tread, you're going to end up sliding it across the wood underneath. And so if you've applied the adhesive to the wood here, and then you are sliding the tread across it, all of that adhesive is going to get pushed back. You're not going to have any adhesive at the front, and you could end up with these these globs and this unprofessional finish at the back. So this is not the way that we recommend doing this installation. Instead, we suggest applying the adhesive to the back of the tread. You did flip it over after clicking them together and put them on a flat surface. And so now you're just going to use that same zigzag pattern to apply adhesive to the full back of the tread itself in preparation for installation. After putting down your tools to make sure you have both hands free, you're going to very carefully pick up the tread, again ensuring you apply that pressure to keep it clicked nice, and prepare to put it on the step. The key here is that you do not set the adhesive onto the wooden tread underneath until you are as far on as possible. So you can see we're hovering over there until that front edge hits, and then we are going to continue with an angle so that that back is up slightly until we are basically in place. And for the final 1/4 inch, you're just going to set it down and glide it into place to make sure that we have contact with that adhesive. You're then going to apply pressure in a downward motion, as well as pushing on the front of the tread to make sure that you have a flush finish and that it is as far on as it possibly can be. And this is how you will get a properly installed stair nosing. And that is your first riser and nosing complete, and you're going to continue with that same process. So measuring and cutting your next riser, it's likely going to be different than that bottom one, so make sure you measure it properly. Applying your adhesive in that zigzag pattern as we saw before, and then pushing it up into place. This is how we want it to be sitting nice and flush there at the bottom. Again, if you have any sort of small gapping, you can use one of those strategies we talked about for that first riser. Next, you're going to cut and prepare your second tread. Again, using that same technique of making sure you get that firm click before flipping it over, ensuring it's on a sturdy surface to keep it clicked together while you apply the adhesive in your zigzag pattern. And then we're going to use the same method to apply this tread. So we're hovering over top of the tread. We're not making contact until we're as far on as we can. And then we are sliding back into place to make sure that adhesive does not get pushed back. And there we have our sample staircase. Please check out our full channel. We do have multiple different installation videos on full stairs. We just wanted to give you guys this side perspective specifically about those treads and how to slide on with the adhesive, as we've had some people asking about that. As you can see with this sample, we've been able to get the vinyl really tight and firm along our sides. If that's not the case on your installation, you may choose to add some white caulking or caulking of whatever color your stringers are along the sides for a complete finish. In this case, we don't need it, but it's definitely a nice finishing touch on a full staircase. We do also have detailed videos on our channel of how to go about doing that caulking, as well as the best tools you can use to get that finish. And there we have it. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button to support our channel, and we'll see you in the next video.